So welcome everybody. My name is Ben Gromiko. I am from INTERNACHI. INTERNACHI is the International Association of Certified Home Inspectors. All right, let's start. We are the world's largest organization of residential property inspectors. And we have about, over 10,000 members in the United States, North America. And we do this free monthly webinar open to everybody. You don't have to be a member to watch the webinar. We'll put this recording actually on one of our pages after the webinar in a couple of days. You'll see it. Tonight, we're giving a discount for non-members. Non-members can receive a 50% discount off their first year membership to INTERNACHI by emailing me tonight. So welcome everybody. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to write a great inspection report. So we're going to go over a few things. One of them is understanding that we are judged, us home inspectors, are judged on what we do and what we say. And our report represents everything. It represents everything that we do, everything we say, and it represents our business. It represents what we inspect, what standards I follow. It represents what I saw, what I didn't see, my knowledge, my skills, my abilities, my grammar. It represents my personality, my success, my credibility, my value, my everything. My inspection report is the most important thing. You can show me your website, your certifications, your photograph, your inspection vehicle, your special tools, but I'll hire you based upon your report. You show me your report, and I'll know if I want to hire you or not and recommend you to my friends. Therefore, you must work on writing a great inspection report every day. Work on it every day. At night, I used to come home, put the kids to bed, go to my office, and work on every inspection narrative that didn't work quite right that day. And every day I would improve my inspection report to be more concise, to be the best report out there, to be clear and easy to understand. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do a home inspection on this house that I did, and we're going to write an inspection report. Not the whole report. I figured for tonight, we're just going to write about one system, the roof system. So let's inspect the entire house. It'll take about 5-10 minutes. And then we'll go through a bunch of pictures, and then we'll write the inspection report. Here's a few things, 4 things I want to emphasize tonight. I want you to keep this in mind. By the way, these notes and these slides are going to be available for download. So to write a great inspection report, you have to do a great inspection. That means you have to inspect everything, even if it's not required by your state, by your regulations, or by your standards of practice. You take pictures of everything as well. It's free. It's easy to do. I used to carry 2 digital cameras. One was for pictures and one was for video. So inspect everything. That's the first thing. That's how you write a great inspection report. You inspect everything. You just don't settle for the minimum standards of practice. You use the standards of practice, second point, as your report outline. When you write a book, when you write a play, a movie, a story, you need an outline. And the standards of practice provides that outline for your inspection report. It also provides a procedural checklist on helping you through the inspection process itself. It tells you where to go, what to look at, what to say and do. So inspect everything, use the standards of practice. Third point, direct your clients to other sources for general information. If you're making general comments or you're throwing in information because, well, for the heck of it, don't. Consider not doing that. Consider the value in writing unique comments that are specific for that client and specific to the house. Write only what is specific to the inspected house. Fourth point, make recommendations that matter. Okay? Don't just make recommendations because, well, without any purpose. And what really does matter during the home inspection? Well, every inspection report, we wrote in a little article about what really matters in a home inspection, and it should be in every home inspection report. And it's titled, What Really Matters in a Home Inspection. And this article focuses the attention of your clients to what really matters in a home inspection, and it's narrowed down to 4 categories. 1, what really matters in a home inspection? Major defects. You're really focusing on finding major defects. 2, you're focusing on finding things that lead to major defects. So a major defect example would be a significant roof leak, right? Or a major roof structural problem. Second thing would be things that may lead to a defect, like a small water leak coming from a piece of roof flashing that's missing. Third thing that matters in a home inspection is that you try to find things that may hinder your client's ability to finance, legally occupy, or insure the home, such as WDO stuff, like mold or termite damage. And the fourth thing you look for is safety issues, such as a lack of GFCI protection in a certain area. So you're looking for those things that matter during a home inspection. And we wrote this article for your client to know what really matters in a home inspection. And once you find those things, right, you want to make recommendations that matter, that help focus your client's attention to taking action. So this is some of my recommendations, by the way, right? This is not a requirement of Internet Chief. I'm a home inspector. I've been a home inspector since I was 22, I believe. I've done many thousands of home inspections. Now I train home inspectors. So this is my advice to you. Categorize the defects that you found. The 4 things that matter during a home inspection, you want to have your client take action. Well, they fall, for me, into 3 categories. One of them is, this is just a monitoring issue. So I recommend monitoring this condition. It denotes a system or component needing further evaluation and or close observation in order to determine if correction is needed. So let's just keep a look at it. Let's say I found in the kitchen ceiling underneath the second floor bathroom, looks like a watermark. It's dry to the touch. Maybe I'm using an instrument. It's dry. It's not wet. There's no major damage, but it's a watermark. Not sure what it is. Just monitor it. Second recommendation category, improvement and repair is recommended. That's how I phrase it. And it denotes a system or component that should receive normal maintenance, repair, or adjustment in order to function properly. I would say cleaning the gutters because it's filled with leaves or a tennis ball would be an improvement and repair recommendation. Correction and further evaluation recommended, the third one, denotes a system or component that's significantly deficient or at the end of its service life and needs corrective action by a professional contractor. This is where something is wrong and it takes a lot more than just a regular homeowner to fix it. And we recommend this professional making corrective action to inspect the property further evaluation in order to discover and repair related problems that were not identified in the report. Because when a contractor blows through the wall, blows through the ceiling of the dining room to find that water leak, they're going to find a lot more, right? We're just visual inspectors. All corrections and evaluations must be made prior to closing. Okay, so remember, inspect everything. Take pictures of everything. It's free. Use the SOP as a guide, not only for your report, but for your inspection. Direct clients to other sources for general information. Don't pile up your report with information that everyone else says, right? General information about shingle roofs, that's really great to find on Google, but should it be filling up 1,000-word space in your inspection report? Fourth thing is make recommendations that matter. So what do I mean by direct clients to other sources for general information? Write only what is specific to the inspected house. Well, let's look at an example. I'm going to pick on one of my friends here. His inspection report is a very good, thorough inspection report. However, I noticed that a couple of things. In the roof section, here's the roof section. Starts off with roof. The video has a little bit of a delay, so I'll go slower when I bring up a picture. It has, let's see, I did a word count. It has all this. See the roof? Has all this blue stuff I'm highlighting. It's almost 1,000 words before we get to a picture of the roof. And even if we get to the picture of the roof, it says, oh, these areas need to be cleaned. It's kind of like a general comment. Don't fill up your inspection report with things that are general, right? What you want to do is direct your clients somewhere else to get general information. And you could actually get your attorney to help you with this. Put this information, if you're going to incorporate other sources of information into your agreement, into your service, put it in your agreement. Have an attorney help you write this up. Like the client agrees that the agreement consists of the following: the terms and conditions that you normally have during inside an agreement system, yada, yada. And then add, and the documents incorporated by reference or the documents incorporated by attachment, you can attach things, and they're all complementary to one another and together establish a complete terms, conditions, and obligations. So you can refer your client to physically separated documents, but incorporate them into your inspection service and allow your inspection report to be clean of all of this general information stuff. Direct your clients to other sources for general information. If you're writing the same general information as your competitors, then what's the special difference about hiring you? Why did I hire you if I could get the same general information from everybody else? Remember, your report represents everything about your business. So you don't want to say the same thing as the other guy, right? Consider incorporating other sources of information, such as InterNACHI's home maintenance book by reference, or incorporating InterNACHI's consumer-oriented articles. I'll show you where to go for that. Don't put 1,000 word spaces of general information in the most valuable product that you produce that reflects everything that your business is. Write specific, client-specific information and house-specific information. Now, other sources you can get anywhere. NACHI.org/now, that's our home maintenance book. You can actually refer in your report, once you have it in your agreement, you refer your clients to Chapter 3 of the InterNACHI home maintenance book, which is about roofs. You can go to NACHI.org/articles, consumer-oriented articles, that has a lot of general information that a lot of home inspectors say. Or you can go to, well, not or, but definitely enter your standards of practice, the standards by which you perform your inspection. Put that everywhere in your inspection report and in your agreement and refer to it. And use the SOP, the standards of practice, as your guide, as your report outline. It's like a table of contents. And use the SOP as also a systematic approach to performing the inspection procedure itself. So let's perform an inspection using the standards of practice. So let's go there. Standards of practice is at NACHI.org/SOP. And there's the roof section. And I'll highlight the roof section. And it says the inspector shall inspect from ground level or the eaves. You don't have to go up on any roof. The roof covering materials, the gutters, the downspouts, vents, flashings, skylights, chimney, and other roof penetrations, and the general structure of the roof from the readily accessible panels, doors, and stairs. You have to describe the roof covering materials, and you have to report as in need of correction any observed indications of active roof leaks. So that's your guide, not only as an outline for your report, but how you perform the inspection. So this is actually the first system, personally, that I inspect. I get up on the roof, probably before even the scheduled time of the inspection, because it's the hardest thing that I do to get up on the roof and inspect the roof. And it tells me what to inspect. So let's do that. Let's get up on the roof and inspect this roof. And bam, remember, I'm inspecting everything and I'm taking pictures of everything. And this is my money shot. I take this picture to impress everyone who's reading my inspection report. Not only my client, I want my client to know that I go to the very top of their roof and work my way all the way down. But I want to show everyone else the best thing that I produce about my inspection company. Remember, my report is going to include a ton of photographs. I took over 450 on this particular inspection. We're not going to go through them all. But this money shot, I'm going to beat my competitor with this. So I use this to beat my competitor. If my competitor doesn't go up on the roof, and because the standards of practice says that they don't have to, I'm going to beat them, because I think my clients in particular value me going up on the roof in a safe manner. I've been trained to go up on a roof. I've been a roofer for many years of my life. You don't have to go up on a roof to get this shot either. You can use a spectroscope. It's a 30-foot pole, has a camera on the top, a wireless connection to your device on the bottom. You can use video and zoom in and take pictures, full control. So you don't have to get up on the roof, but I do. In fact, I take a picture of me up on the roof because I'm going to beat my competitor who doesn't get up on the roof. This is one thing I do very well that a lot of inspectors don't. And I'm going to tell the world that I'm the inspector who carries a big, tall ladder and will get up on your roof. Remember, this inspection report is really important. What are you communicating to everybody who reads your inspection report? From me, these shots not only show quality of inspection, but it shows that I'm better than everybody else. I'm the best. I'm the best inspector. That's the kind of attitude you have to have in this inspection business to be number one. So this is a money shot for me. And I am inspecting in detail. That's my hand in the report. And I'm inspecting and I'm touching everything and I'm taking pictures of everything. I actually shoot video as well. Now, these pictures are going to be in my great inspection report. And they're going to be in the inspection report early too. So let's go through all the pictures that I took. And I did this inspection many, many years ago, long before this webinar. Here's a downspout that's going to wrapping around a corner, pushing a lot of water around a corner and going towards a gutter. And I can see a lame duck kickout flashing. So we're going to take a look at that. But I take pictures of every, this is the system, right, that I'm inspecting, inspect everything and take a picture of everything. This is the roof system, but I break it down into components, right? The roof covering material, the flashing, the number of layers, and anything else related to the roof system. Here's a shot of the gutter. Skylights, I'm required to inspect skylights, but not only that, but I inspect all the flashing, the header, I call it the apron or the footer, and the step flashing. And I look for any kind of damage. The vents, the chimneys, all the planes of the roof, not just one that I can see from the front yard. There's the porch roof. So I'm going to go a little fast here. So I'm inspecting everything. There's a tennis ball in the gutter right there. So that needs to be cleaned up. And that's an improvement recommendation. A homeowner can clean tennis balls. There's the stucco. And now I'm down on the ground. The stucco exterior of the chimney is cracked and damaged. So that needs to be repaired. There's a good shot there. I'm a true believer of a picture is worth 1,000 words. And when you have almost 1,000 pictures, I mean, that's a lot of words. So let's go through the pictures. I'm inspecting everything, every component, almost every area, and taking pictures like crazy. I mean, I'm just shooting like nuts. Take pictures. Take pictures. Don't be afraid that you're going to take a picture of a defect and you didn't see it or didn't put it in the report or something fearful. Take a picture of it. You will see it. Believe to see the defect that you took a picture of, and you will see it. And if you're unsure of that, it just takes a couple years of being confident in your abilities to find defects that you took a picture of. If you're unsure, take training. We have hundreds, if not thousands of hours of online training free to our members. Here's a picture that looks like some dirt to the novice inspector, but you know better because you've taken our roof courses. This is the kickout flashing problem. So the kickout flashing is causing a problem. Water from the roof is running off. It should be kicked out from the wall and into the gutter, but it's not. It's draining down the stucco. And when I see that, I know that there's a hole allowing water to get inside the wall. So whenever you see stucco on the outside, streaking from the gutter end where a kickout flashing should be performing well, I've never found a condition like this that doesn't have water issues on the inside. Around the house, I'm required to inspect gutters and downspouts according to the SOP as my guide. There's the downspout and diverter pipes. There's a bunch of different kind of pipes. Looks like the underground pipe 4-inch PVC was abandoned and now they diverted it to grade, but that's all apart. And I see the sump pump discharge. I'm assuming it's sump pump at this moment is discharging into the ground near the underground drainage pipe. Something is messed up with downspouts, probably grading. Maybe there's water issues, drainage problems. So I'm keeping that in mind as I go around the house. And here's the exterior. A lot of pictures of the exterior. We're just going to focus on the roof. But I just wanted to show you I have a stucco problem. There's a bulging stucco area. Plus the sidewalk, hard surfaces, are not leaning away from the house. So I know we've got an issue back here with water penetration. Systems and components, think of the exterior system. There's the Goodyear blimp actually flew above my inspection vehicle. There's the driveway is a component of the exterior. Stucco, obviously. The doors. As you can see, I almost touch everything and take a picture of it. The actual grounding electrode conductor, the grounding wire to the rod was disconnected. There's the heat pump. A couple of issues there. I'm not going to dwell too much on the exterior or any other system in the house. So that was the exterior. I'm going to get to the roof only. We don't have all night. So 226 pictures of the roof and the exterior. How many pictures do you take? And I'm going to try to put as many pictures in my great inspection report as I can because it shows everything that I do, right? Your report shows everything that you are and what you do and what you see and what you don't see. It represents everything. A great inspection report represents everything. And if I can throw in more digital pictures in my inspection report, more than you, I'm going to beat you. It's a competition. There's the dryer exhaust hood in the garage with a screen. That's not bad enough. It's in the garage and it's filled with lint. So it's the dryer, I couldn't believe it. The dryer is exhausting into the garage and it has a screen on it and it's clogged. There's the garage pictures. Let's skip through that. Not many problems in there. Garage door opener is on an extension cord. It's not permanent. So I turned on the dryer. I didn't turn on the washer, but you can turn on the dryer to confirm the exhaust. And for sure enough, it exhausts right into the garage. And there it is. There's the electric dryer. The vent pipe goes up the wall and exhausts out into the garage. And while I was looking at that, I scanned over to the left and I saw a little mark on the wall. And I didn't realize what it was. I got out my tools, took a little picture. There was an anomaly there. I got my moisture meter, my Hydropro moisture meter detector. It buzzed and ranged. That thing is wet. So this is the area where that kickout flashing is, observed from the interior ceiling wall area, intersection area of the garage. On the other side of the garage is the office room. And there's the kickout flashing area at the corner of that office room. The window was okay, but the wall, I moved the furniture away from the wall, and there was wood destroying organism, mold. There's even a spider there, water damage, watermarks. It was very humid there. That wall was actually wet. And I tell you the truth, the seller didn't even know. The seller really didn't even know what was going on. It was behind furniture. And this is in the crawl space. This is below the office space. This is the crawl space structure. This is floor structure. There's the foundation, PVC drainage pipe. And I pulled down the insulation because I tend to move insulation. And there's watermarks, water damage, major moisture intrusion from that kickout from the roof. So it's coming all the way down through the garage, through the office, down into the crawl space. So then, well, I started looking all over the place, and the whole place now has watermarks. The other crawl spaces have watermarks. There's water coming in. There's been a lot of problems with this home. On the outside, it looks perfect. Some indications with the gutters and the downspouts not diverting away, but you know, these pictures, again, inspect everything and take a picture of everything because you're going to need them. And I'm going to put it in my inspection report because that's how I write great inspection reports, because my clients love those pictures. So let's go through. There's the, as in the system, in the standards of practice, under the roof system, you're required to inspect the roof structure, general roof structure from underneath, right, in the readily accessible areas like the attic space. So there were no roof leaks that I found here. Taking pictures of everything. Now, this is the basis for the content within my inspection report, pictures. And I'll have to remember everything. So this is the discharge pipe of the hot water tank, main shutoff valve, 200 amp electrical panel, that's in good shape. I'm just going to go through these systems faster. The sump pump pit is sitting in a big pile of dirt, which clogs the pump and makes it fail prematurely. It should be in a nice clean sump pump pit bucket. Plumbing leaks, some GFCI problems. I ran water at all the fixtures. Hot and cold was reversed. I'm doing the interior as required by the SOP. The handrails, some drywall cracking. I'm just going really fast here. I understand. We're just going to get to writing this inspection report. We're going to write the roof system of the inspection report. Chimneys and fireplaces. I'm taking pictures. I wanted to demonstrate to you how many pictures I take. And I take pictures of everything that I inspect. That's a lot of pictures. And that's a microwave, actually, detector, one of our old versions. So let's write a report, a home inspection report. Let's just write the roof system. And again, I'm inspecting everything and I'm taking pictures of everything. Now I'm going to use my SOP as a guide. It guided me through the house, told me what to inspect in what order and what not to miss. Now I'm going to use the SOP as a guide to write my inspection report, system by system, component by component. Here's the SOP itself, right? The roof, I shall inspect all these other components, describe the roof covering material, and I shall report in need of correction any leaks. I break it down a little bit. My report now has a header and kind of like chapters and subtitle within the chapters. So the roof system, then the roof covering materials, that's going to be a section. Gutters and downspouts, that's going to be a section. Vents, flashings, skylights, chimneys, and other roof penetrations, that's another section of the roof system. The general structure, that's another roof system. And these three types of recommendations, the monitoring, the improvement, and the correction and further evaluation. If I find any of those four things that really matter during the home inspection that we talked about previously, I'm going to make these recommendations that really matter. I'm going to identify the system. I'm going to describe the components, describe my observations, and make really good recommendations. So let's write a report. And we do that by going to the SOP. Oh, we already did the SOP. So let's go to the report itself. So here's the report that I just wrote really for this webinar based upon the photographs that we have. And remember the system, and then I break it down to components that are especially required by the SOP. And then sometimes I throw in more additional components, especially for heating and cooling systems. So the roof system is a category, like the top header of this section. And then I break it down into components. And I wanted to go over some of the basic disclaimers and paragraphs that I always have in every inspection report. Not too much. I've got maybe 100 words here. I don't like to say too much within every inspection report, but these kind of things they work for me. I want to help my clients focus on what it is that I'm doing and set their expectations. So this is downloadable too. So you don't have to write this down or memorize it. I can give this to you on our webpage, and you can download it if you want. And you can feel free to take these sentences and copy everything, or take what I have and improve it to make your own much better. So I inspected the roof covering materials. I inspected past tense. That's another way to write a great report. Don't use present tense, use past tense. And our legal counsel wrote an article about why all home inspection reports should be written in past tense. This inspection is not a guarantee that a roof leak in the future will not happen. Roofs leak. Even a roof that appears to be in good functional condition may leak under certain circumstances. We will not take responsibility for a roof leak that happens in the future. This is not a warranty or a guarantee of the roof system. I stole some of this from Jeff Pope, so thank you, Jeff. It's virtually impossible for anyone to detect a leak except as it is occurring or by specific water tests, which are beyond the scope of our home inspection. Please refer to Chapter 3 of the Home Maintenance Book incorporated with this inspection report and provided to you at the inspection. So I take all of that general information and I divert my client to somewhere else, go somewhere else to get this general information that I still want to tell you about. And I've incorporated it into this inspection service, and you have agreed to that. But for this inspection report, which is going to represent everything great that I do in my business, I'm going to leave it for only client-specific and house-specific information, and I'm going to blow you away with photographs of the things that I do during my inspection. The roof was covered with laminated shingles made from asphalt fiberglass materials. That's about all I want to say. Monitoring recommended. A shingle roof is intended to be water resistant, not waterproof. The actual service life of this roof covering will vary depending on a number of interrelated factors. Regular maintenance and roof inspections will certainly extend the life of this roof. And I tell my client at the end of every inspection that I can come back and do home maintenance inspections if you'd like. The components category, gutters and downspouts underneath the roof system. I inspected the gutters and downspouts. Improvement and repair are recommended, something a homeowner could do. I saw a tennis ball inside the gutter at the rear left house gutter. Improvement and repair. I saw indications of improper installation of the downspouts and diverter pipes, including the sump pump discharge pipe. Here's another component, vents and chimneys. So I'm using the SOP to guide my inspection as I inspect everything and take pictures of everything. And then I use the SOP to write my report. System, component. Describe the component with pictures and a nice sentence of that you inspected it using a past tense, and then make recommendations that matter. I observed indications of damage at the stucco exterior covering of the chimney stack in the rear, including cracking and missing material. Correction and further evaluation recommended. A kickout flashing is not installed. I observed indications of active roof leaks and major water damage caused by the kickout flashing area located at the front of the house, yada yada. I observed indications of streaking watermarks on the stucco below the gutter during my inspection. I observed indications of active water intrusion and water damage in the garage ceiling near this kickout area during my inspection. These sentences are written in a particular way. Great inspection reports have a systematic approach in the communication, right? All the sentences are kind of looking the same. And our legal counsel at InterNACHI gave recommendations on how you should say that you saw something, a defect, during the inspection. One way is do not use no evidence was observed. Use this sentence structure. I observed, past tense, the defect during my inspection. That's it. So I observed indications of active water intrusion during my inspection. It's a past tense. I saw indications of active water intrusion during my inspection. I observed indications of water intrusion below the office room. Structural damage caused by water intrusion. This area was wet to my hand. So here's another component, the general structure from underneath, right? I inspected the general structure of the roof from readily accessible areas. That's almost a copy paste from the standards of practice. I did not observe any indications of active leaks from the attic space during my inspection. And the pages of the report, of a great inspection report, should be numbered so that no one page can be extracted without anybody knowing. So that's it. That's the system, the roof system. It's very specific, concise, specific to the house, and concisely written, and written in a format that is repeatable, right? You see this type of format, headings, system, component, identifying the component, describing the condition, and making recommendations. And I want you to know this URL. Our legal counsel wrote an article about how to write your observations during your inspection, in your inspection report. So NACHI.org/visible is that article. And a copy of all the materials that we're going over in this webinar and the webinar recording itself and future scheduling of webinars is at this URL, NACHI.org/webinar. So we are judged on what we do and what we say, and your report represents everything that you do and say and everything that your inspection business is, all the good about your inspection business. This is your opportunity to work on the greatest marketing piece that your inspection business produces. That's the inspection report. You should work on it to improve it every day. Keeping these 4 things in mind, we learned tonight that you should inspect everything, even if it's not required. Take pictures of everything. It's so easy to do. Consider video. Use the SOP as your report outline and as your guide in doing the inspection procedure itself. And direct clients to other sources for general information. Don't clog up your inspection report with a ton of information that everyone else says also. Write only what is specific to the client and the inspected house. And 4th, make recommendations that matter. For non-members tonight only, we're giving a 50% discount off of the first year membership to InterNACHI. This is to all non-members. So email me tonight if you're interested in joining InterNACHI for an entire year at half off. And my email is ben@internacchi.org. And that was about 40 minutes. I went a little bit long, but I'd like to look through some of the questions that you're all asking me and go over the answers. I'll continue for another few minutes. If you all want to stay here, I'll stay another 20 minutes or so if you'd like, answering questions. But if you want to leave, thank you very much. Please visit NACHI.org/webinar if you want a recording of this webinar and download the information. So I'm going to go through some of the questions. A lot of people checking in. Is the newsletter in French? No, but many of the articles that we wrote that are consumer oriented are in French and Spanish and English, and they're located at nachi.org/articles. So if you go there, we have hundreds of articles for general information. Some of it is consumer oriented, and a lot of it is translated into other languages. How long does the newsletter run in weeks, months, years? We have 5 years of content, and every client starts that new cycle of content. So for every client, there's 5 years of content, monthly newsletters that are specific to the home and specific to the client. And it's a free monthly e-newsletter through our system. Can you show an example of the newsletter that client will receive? You can do one yourself. So sign your spouse up, your friend up, sign up your other email accounts, and take a look. I highly recommend doing that. We have a few other things like the home energy report. I highly recommend generating a ton of sample reports so you can see what you're producing. And it's free. There's no cost to this. Is there a reasonably priced inspection checklist and report generator available that can be customized to some extent? Oh, I use a mobile device with inspection software on it. And I take that mobile device to every system within the house, to every component, and I write my inspection report with inspection software. I highly recommend not using pencil and paper checklist stuff. That was done a long time ago. Now, clients assume that they are going to receive a report that is generated quickly through some kind of software and that has a lot of pictures and a lot of really good specific information about their home. And some software allow you to upload video. So if you would like some recommendations, you can email me. But there are many to choose from, many softwares to choose from. And InterNACHI has negotiated discounts for members, exclusive discounts for members who choose one software company over another. And we can help you. I can help you find that discount. It's hard to find that all these special benefits and discounts. So just email me. Feel free to give me a call or email. Larry, yes, the CPI logo. You can download that if you're a member of InterNACHI. Ah, yes, Canton. Kenton forgot to mention that Kenton has donated this work of art in our conference room at InterNACHI headquarters. It's actually the guts of a baby grand piano, I believe. So, thank you, Kenton. My big concern, Terry asks, is how do I write inspection reports quickly? It takes me too long. Suggestions? Yep, write it on the fly. Write it while you're going around. I can't believe that people go through a home for 2 or 3 hours and then go back home after driving home and then sit down to write the report. Try to remember all the things that they saw that day. I would do 2, sometimes 3 inspections a day. No kidding. There's no way I could remember all that stuff at the end of the day. And I don't want to sit down at night and write my inspection reports, or at least the meat of it, right? I want to do it while I'm at the inspection. And that's how I figure out my billable hours, actually, because I don't want to bill for, get paid for work at night, right? I want to make sure that my inspection only takes me 4 hours, including driving and report time. So I'm scheduling jobs that are no more than an hour away. I'm doing jobs that are no more than 3 hours long. And I'm getting all of my inspection report writing, if not a majority of it, or a majority of it, if not all of it, done at the inspection. And then at the end of the day, I can tweak some reports. And I usually print out a summary right after I'm done with the inspection. So my software will produce a summary. I click the summary button, and it actually prints out, or I can send it, email, PDF to my client. So I want to produce a summary at the inspection. That allows you to produce a report essentially quickly, right, Terry? So produce a summary, and then bind it into one of the InterNACHI home inspection report binders, the 3-ring binders, put a home maintenance book in there. Our home maintenance book has punched holes that gives weight, physical weight, and then add some articles about general information at our articles at that URL there. And there's a few other things you can add in. We have all of those products at significant discounts for members. But you can write a report quickly. And if you misjudge the size or difficulty of the house, well, that takes some learning to do, or some training with your office manager. You want to make sure that you are getting paid for your time. Okay, I'm just going over some of the questions. Can I download your presentation? Yep, we're going to put it at, and give me a couple of days. NACHI.org/webinar. I'll have the video, this recording of the webinar, and all the reports and slides that you saw. Boilerplate comments should be mentioned as okay. Yes, absolutely. As long as they fit into the repair and replace item on the report. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't type every word. So boilerplate in my head means something that I say as like the foundation, 80% of the paragraph that I need to say to my client. I'm going to click one button and then fill in the unique stuff. It's usually severity of the condition or the location of the component that kind of tweaks every boilerplate template paragraph that I insert quickly into the report. Do you go up on every roof? No. I'm chicken. I really do. So I don't go up. I love to just use a 28-footer. I have touched my 40-foot aluminum ladder like a handful of times. A couple barns I did in commercial properties. But I carry a 12-foot aluminum, a 28-foot fiberglass Louisville, and then I carry little step ladders, two. One I carry down into the basement. I have basements where in my area, and a little step ladder just to get me up off the concrete floor so I can look at the ledger board on top of the foundation wall and take pictures. And I need a step ladder to get into the attic. A lot of ladders. What inspection software do you use? And could you provide a sample report? Sure. Just email me and I can give you some recommendations on software. And we have discounts. We negotiated some discounts for our members. How many pics do you normally include in your report? About 50, but I take probably 10 times that. And I keep all those pictures and I archive them and I actually give them away. I used to burn them to a CD, and then I used to just drag, and now I drag them to a USB and give it over a USB. And I have video as well. So I would finish up the report, and then I would go play videos for my client. I'd set up my computer and printer to print out a summary, and sometimes if they wanted to wait, I'd print out the entire report. And I'd play a video or videos of the roof inspection that I took. And I would just play it and then turn my computer around and let it play and tell people to take a look. And I wouldn't say anything. I would just let them watch the video, and they would realize, holy cow, after about 10 seconds into it, that's my roof. And my inspector did that. And boy, did they feel great. They felt like whatever the bill is, I'm getting my money's worth. So playing video of the roof inspection is really good. My client can't see what I'm seeing. So filming a video and then playing it for my client in front of the real estate agents is just a killer marketing strategy. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get the training to go up on roofs? Install roofs, build homes. I built homes and barns. How do you get up on the roof in the winter? I don't. I don't like to slide. I have been caught brooming off a roof, especially flat ones. So I've never sprayed a roof with hot water, but I always wanted to. But yeah, my wife doesn't like me going up on snowy roofs, and neither do I. But I have actually. And then I simply tell my client I can't inspect the roof. I put it in the report. I take pictures of the roof. I try to scrape off the snow, but I have no idea what's going on under a foot of snow. And I'll come back and take a look. Um, you know, if yeah, that's part of my service. I'll come back if I can't see something. I'll come back. A lot of questions about pictures. Um, the tapping is a bit too much. Sorry about that. The pictures are not advancing. Sorry, everyone, about the videos. There are 800 people attending. That may be slowing down the video. What camera do you use? Canon is great, small digital camera. But uh, we've been highly interested in mobile devices. The spectroscope uses iPads or any kind of mobile device, and our home energy report software, our free report software, a lot you can use your iPhone. I have an iPhone myself, or any mobile device, iPad, Droid. A lot of questions about the pictures. I'm a new inspector and I want to add video rather than pictures. Is that now acceptable method? I say it's kind of like icing on the cake. Don't let your video be your main service or product that you give. It's just icing on the cake, right? It just allows you to communicate what you would normally type in text, and just in a different way. I think HomeGauge allows you to easily upload video. There might be other software companies out there, but HomeGauge is on the forefront of that. So take a look at that, and if you need a link to that, I can send it to you. Yep. What software do I use? What software do I use? We actually have for you beginners an inspection checklist for performing an entire home inspection. It's free, it's downloadable, and it reflects the standards of practice. So if you fill out the checklist completely, you have, in fact, performed a home inspection according to the standards of practice. And that's a free checklist on our site. And if you want to know what systems and computer software systems, you can just email me. I'll send it to you. How much time do you take on an inspection? Philo, is that your name? And how much time do you write the report? So it takes me about a half hour to 45 minutes to compile the report into some kind of finished product. But remember, I write as I go. But it takes me that long because of all the photographs. I think it's 30 minutes of my time, and it's worthwhile because I write a great inspection report for each one of my clients. How much time do you take to do the inspection? Right, you have to think about that and how much you charge. So if it's 4 or 5 hours per inspection, if it's a 5-hour inspection time, you're probably only going to do 1 a day. If it's 4, you probably do 2 a day. How long does it take you? How long does it take you? Do you include a summary page of the major defects in your report? Absolutely. It's the first thing that prints out. And it's actually the only thing that real estate agents want. They want to get this house to closing, and they need to go negotiate over the things that I found that are wrong with the home. Can you explain how you include videos in the report? I actually never did. I just filmed videos and I gave those movie files to my client, and I would play those movies for my client at the inspection, shock and awe. And I believe HomeGauge has the ability, HomeGauge software has the ability to embed videos into your report. Cliff is saying, how do I feel about using inspection software versus my Word document method? I just created a Word document just for this webinar, just for the teaching. I always use software for many, many reasons. One of them is the software can allow you to improve the way you inspect by forcing you to inspect the entire, say, for example, roof system before getting on the ladder and coming down. Because if you're using a mobile device, you can actually see what you have completed and what you have not completed. You can't make a mistake unless you're totally ignorant of what you're doing with your mobile device and your software. You can't miss anything. I can't imagine me missing any system or component when using inspection software on a mobile device. Because if it's the roof system, I am on the roof with my mobile device and it's telling me what to inspect and what not to inspect. And I'm inspecting everything anyways, but it's also reflecting the standards of practice. That's how I wrote. Remember how we wrote? We went to the standards of practice using it as a guide, as an outline to your report. It guides me as I do my inspection and it guides my report. It's a reflection of each other. You got to use software. You're welcome, JT. You're welcome, Samuel. Where can we purchase the Hydropro moisture extension pole? That was years ago. I think it's called Hydro Shark now, and I'm not sure if it extends. I think it's just a really long thing now. Mine, it collapsed down to a foot. And email me. I know where to get it, but I can't remember the website now. It's not very common. I don't know why. I can't remember the website where I found it. Yep, another one. Sorry, Marianne, I can't remember where I got the Hydropro. It's really, remember, I'm a visual inspector, but if I use a device, it's going to just tell me general information. There's two types of evaluations. There's quantification and qualification, right? Quantification is if you're using infrared or a moisture meter, you want that number. You want it precisely measured, all right? I don't do that. I use qualification. I just want to see if there's some kind of big splotch on the wall, if there's some kind of big wet area, some anomaly. So those tools that I use are all about qualification stuff. I'm not quantifying actual numbers. Randy, you have a very big question about kickouts. Do you have any recommendations regarding kickout flashings, moisture intrusion, moisture damage, mold? Yeah, you can email me, but this is the cost of being really successful in the home inspection business. You have to work on communicating your observations. And one of the most important products, the most important product that your inspection company produces, that's your inspection report. So there are many samples out there. We actually have samples. I'll send you a sample of my inspection report if you're interested in it. And every software company that I know produces sample reports. They give you a little free trial. We have discounts with software vendors if you choose to purchase a software. And those software companies have narratives within it as well. InterNACHI has the largest library of inspection narratives, and it's at nachi.org/narratives. I don't know how many tens of thousands, 80,000 narratives that you can go over. And we even have free sample ones. I can send you the link, and you can grab some free narratives right off our internet webpage. All right. There are over 400. There's now 398 people still attentive, and it is going over an hour now. We've been speaking since 6:30 my time, 8:30 Eastern, and so I'm gonna just put this up again for you non-members. Email me tonight if you want a first-year membership at InterNACHI for half off. Email me at ben@internachi.org. More questions. We're just going over the questions. Looks like people are leaving, although there's about 200 more questions. Everyone is asking just about the same thing. What inspection software do you use? I'm so glad you're all asking that question. When I started in the inspection business, there were a lot of inspectors using their pens and paper and little check marks and NCR reports where you write through and you press real hard and then you take the forms out, right? I was one of those inspectors that used NCR forms, that carbon copy forms. Me. Now I love the questions. What software do you use? Well, speaking of software, go to Home, Energy, Report. Go there, and you can get free software from InterNACHI to produce a home energy report software. And you don't need to be an energy auditor. All right, going over more questions. What about $5 per inspection? I don't know what that means, Mark. Sorry. How can our inspection report be worded accordingly and be not a deal killer? Well, killing deals. It's the house condition that needs to be addressed. If you have and it's the home inspector to describe it accurately, right? So if you have a GFCI missing at the bathroom sink, it can actually hurt someone, right? That's why GFCIs exist. But it's all in the way you phrase it. I mean, it's no big deal, no big investment. It's a $15 component item off of the Home Depot shelf. And homeowners who are handy with electricity can do it themselves, or an electrician can do it for about $100. So it's a life-saving thing. It's a safety hazard not having a GFCI receptacle near a bathroom sink, but it's no big deal. You could spin it any way you want. You could spin a missing GFCI to sound like no big deal, which it is. It's no big deal. Or you could spin it to sound like, man, this is an indication that you shouldn't buy this entire house. It's really, you have an amazing amount of power with your words. And that's why it is really important, very important for you to work on how your report looks and how people read it and what it's actually saying. I would go to a chapter and bring some samples of your inspection report. Maybe not the whole thing, maybe a part of it, maybe the whole thing. Pass it out and just ask your buddies. You pay for everyone's dinner or maybe dessert or coffee. If they just give you 10 minutes of their time, read your inspection report and have them tell you what they think. That's probably the best thing you could do, because I'm just one person with my opinion. I'd ask your competitors, your friendly competitors at your local InterNACHI chapter to help you out. Take a look at your report. Maybe, that's my recommendation. All right, everybody. I think that's about it. Everyone's asking just about the same report. How long does it take to do inspection? How do you write narratives? And what software do you use? And can you please stop tapping? Sorry about the tapping. All right. So I'm going to leave it at that. Nothing brand new is really being asked. I'm going to say thank you all very much for tonight. It is an honor to serve you. If you need anything else, please email me, ben@internachi.org. And for you non-members out there, this is a great opportunity to join the greatest association in the world. It's the largest organization of home inspectors. And everything you need to be successful is all in one place at InterNACHI. This is your opportunity to email me tonight to join InterNACHI for your first year membership at half off. Bye, everybody. Thank you.